Man, this camera got me feeling myself. I can't stop staring. Now, the daily bias is one of the hardest ideas for traders to implement in real time from what I've seen, right? And I don't believe it should be this hard, so that's why I'm making this video to make it 10 times easier for you to understand and implement these concepts. Let's start it up. Now, the daily bias isn't just looking at the daily chart and being like, The daily bias isn't just consisted of the daily chart, but instead consisted of multiple higher time frame charts to get us a narrative on where price wants to go towards. Now we're gonna start on the weekly chart and then work our way down. Alright, now we got a clean canvas. There are 4 things you should be looking at on each time frame. Those 4 are structure, imbalances / PD arrays, liquidity, and then last but not least, dealing ranges, premium or discount. Are we in a premium or discount? Y'all know that. If you know those 4, you'll be able to identify the daily bias fairly easy, you feel me? Now let's start with structure. Everyone watching this should know how to identify structure, and if you don't, dog, what are you doing here? Alright, you in the wrong classroom, my boy. Get out of here and watch that. Now we can clearly see structure is bullish. Are there any imbalances or PDA arrays that we need to look out for? We do have some weekly fair value gaps, so I am expecting price to fill these in the future, okay? Is there any liquidity? You might have been able to spot this before I even said it, but we took out this high, all right? And this was a very significant high because it caused this move to the downside right here, taking out this low. So this high is a very significant high, and we just took out this liquidity. And if you look super closely, you can see that if we zoom in, what happens? We fail to close above that high. This candle closed right below a major liquidity level. Is that a coincidence? I think not. Price closed at that level for a reason, and this will be our first step on creating that narrative of the daily bias. This means that the probability that this being a liquidity sweep just increased dramatically because we failed to displace above this high. If price wanted to continue going higher, we would have closed and displaced above this high. Simple as that. So price just took out a major liquidity level. So where's our next level of liquidity? Well, there's 2. There's one on the upside and one to the downside. And let's look at both of them. For the downside, we'd go on the hourly chart and you can see that it would be these equal lows right here. If price wants to continue going higher, it's gonna be towards that 4,500 level. Well, how did I get that? Hopping on the 4-hour chart, let's go back to this previous price action all the way from August 2022, okay? We can see these highs in August. Now, why did we move lower from this level? That's because of these equal highs right here. You can see that the day we took it out, that was that liquidity sweep, and then we fell lower and we continued falling for months after that liquidity sweep. So if price were to clear above the August highs, where is it most likely to go? We need to see what happened the last time price was at this level. Now, the last time price was around 44.50 was at April 22nd, 2022. What happened on that day? We dumped like 140 points within a day. For the market to move that much in such a short amount of time, a lot of money is required. So if price were to come back into this level where we free fell 140 points, what is the most likely scenario for price to do when it comes back into this level? We need to think about this. Because we free fell, we have no support at these levels, and there's no support to turn into resistance up there. Also, because we moved 140 points lower, order flow was mega bearish, okay? The imbalances that were created were likely so unreal. So if price were to come back into this level, we would shoot up, filling those imbalances. Anyways, the next level of liquidity is beneath us under these relative equal lows right here. Now let's go back on the weekly and see our premium and discount range. From all-time highs to this low right here, what's our dealing range looking like? You can see that every single time price came into a premium, we rejected. Whoa, came into a premium, rejected. And we're back into a premium after taking out this liquidity, okay? Now with all that in mind, let's go to the daily chart. Any imbalances or PD arrays that we can see from this price action? Yeah. All right, we got some fair value gaps beneath us. I am expecting price to rebalance these fair value gaps in the near future. Where's our liquidity? So we took out these highs right here. There's really no liquidity to the upside unless you're talking about this, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're gonna pop up how much is this, 182 points just to reach for some higher liquidity. The most probable scenario is we're actually gonna go lower for some liquidity. Like the probability of us jumping up 180 points just to seek out this buy side, are you being dead ass right now? Like what would the market want to do? Go up 180 points or just go down 73 to take this? What's the dealing range looking like? We're in a deep ass premium. With all that combined, what are we expecting price to do? If you answered fill in these imbalances and move lower, hey, you might need to click off this video because you already know how to identify daily bias. You feel me? Like you don't even need this anymore. You don't need it. We took out liquidity. The magnets are the imbalances. We're in a deep premium, which means smart money is selling, and we have mega liquidity below us. Now, I like looking at the 12-hour as well to determine any PD arrays that price might react to in the future. So as you can see that we have an order block right here and a fair value gap. Do I think this is the fair value gap that we're going to react off of? No, because we're in a deep premium, so we can get rid of this, but we could react off this order block because it is in a discount inside this dealing range. These higher time frame levels are stronger, so there is a higher chance that price will react off of it. I'm not saying it is guaranteed for price to react off these levels, but there is just a higher probability because it is a higher time frame point of interest. Now, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I'll add this in for the people who are here and watching till this point. We're kind of nearing the end of the video, and I'm pretty sure 90% of the people already clicked off. So this is for that 10% that are still here. Y'all rock with me, so you know what? I'm gonna give y'all some sauce. Here is something called a weekly outline. You can use this to determine your daily bias as well. Now, keep in mind, this should only be used during the second half of the week. So from Monday to Wednesday, don't be using this to determine your daily bias. At least if you're trying to anticipate any of these weekly profiles, like on a Monday or Tuesday, if you want, you can do it. It's more advanced. I don't do that, but if you want, you can, right? But if you are using this for a daily bias, you should only be using it on Thursdays and Fridays. Now, how do you use this? There are only a few that will fit the criteria of the week by Wednesday market close. Use those few weekly profiles to determine which type of week we are currently in, and use that to anticipate Thursdays and Fridays daily bias. You might not be 100% correct with it all the time, but you'll know there's like only a few that fit your criteria for the weekly profile. There are more of these, so I recommend going to ICT's actual YouTube channel and watching all his weekly outline weekly profiles. If you really want to learn that, that's just way too much work for me, so I don't really care about that. But if you want to, hey, you do you. And bam, you just got a daily bias for 2 days for free. Hey, don't tell anyone I told you that, all right? Just keep this between me and you. Deadass, I'm being deadass. Don't tell anyone I told you this. But if there is someone that goes out and says, yo, you can use weekly profiles to determine daily bias, you know who they got that from. All right, keep that in mind. And with all that, we just found our daily bias. Was that so hard? Not really, I'll be honest. Majority of the other traders overcomplicate this with all these concepts, and it just really ain't that necessary, bro. I'll be honest, they be like putting way too much into it. Like, dog, y'all need to chill. They just increasing the difficulty at this point. Like, it's not even necessary, yet they are doing it. It's just like, I don't know why y'all doing it. Anyways, y'all do you. All right, I'm gonna be over here with my simple ass daily bias. Like, this is easy as hell. I'm gonna be dead ass. Yo, there's a message from the editor, and I recorded that video last week when price was 44.59 at this line right here, and y'all can see that price did deliver to these relative equal lows that I was talking about earlier in this video. Y'all can be like, but we bounced right here. If we zoom in, let's see, we took these lows out by 1 tick. Let's just say it was all a coincidence. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. If you did learn something new, I'd greatly appreciate it if you left a like. Subscribe if you're new and you do enjoy the content. If you do have any questions about the daily bias or anything in this video, leave a comment down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And with all that being said, I'll catch you on the next one.